Good afternoon, traders and investors. Here we are, wrapping up another Friday, another all-time high in the market. That pre-market high we talked about, 86 and a quarter, that was a pesky number. We hit that this morning. We sold off, came back and made a new high. But now we're back at the 38.77 area to post a new all-time closing high. Pretty easy peasy. We only need to close above 38.6450. Crude trading in the after hours in the 57 handle. What a great week for crude and crude related stocks, up 79 cents at 57.02. A little bounce in the gold market here, up 21.90 at 18.13, getting off the bottom of that trading range. Silver in the green by 74 cents at 26.98. And Bitcoin, this is going to be its 24th consecutive close in the 30,000 handle, the smallest trading range in Bitcoin since December 31st, folks. Consolidation station. And you know what happens when a stock or a future or an instrument consolidates? It's getting ready for a move. So let's see. Let's see if they can jam it over 40 over the weekend. Spencer, what would you like to
But a
cover?
move in which direction is always the question.
Yeah, resistance is resistance until it's taken out. I will
Yeah.
say
All
it's
right.
closing up in this area, so it's getting a running start. A little bit lower volume here, so I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it will just consolidate like this for another week and drive you crazy. But that's what I'm looking at. See if you can clear that 40 for good.
All right, Joe. I want to give you props. You make some good calls, some bad calls. Today was a good one. Ford. You
Ford.
you outlined this trade nicely on pre-market prep this morning. You gave us a good number to watch.
Yep, and the Triple D helped out too there, right? Because you look at the New York book. I'm not going to go into that whole explanation for people that were listening, but there was a lot of stock for sale there. The stock hadn't been up there since October 2018. And, here it is. It gets up there again. I think Dennis identified a couple million shares there. So it opened right into that area, couldn't overtake those sellers, came back down, found some support just above the close and having a decent day. So that $12 area, there's your bogey. That's what you need to take out. And similar situation with Johnson and Johnson. You know how we saw it at 166 trading at the pre-market. Couldn't quite get there during the regular session. So those are just for New York stocks in the book, the open book. You have to subscribe to it. And information, folks. It's just getting more information.
Blaze Natural says, does GameStop and AMC look weird today? Consolidation station. Well, I'll be honest with you, Blaze. GameStop, not so much AMC, but GameStop looks weird to me every day. Every day. Because you pull up a 5-day chart, a 5-day, 15-minute chart, and it looks like today's move looks like a nothing. It looks like
It looks
nothing.
like absolutely
Like today, GameStop was up what 30% at one point more, but it looks like nothing on the chart because it was at $470 5 days ago.
It is. Look at that. Oh, quiet day, right? So what you had here is you had the double pump from Kramer. He's having the CEO on 2 times next week. So people buy, 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 hit that buy button.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh boy. All right.
Yep. And I talked about this on the show too, and I never thought it would get there. I don't know. I think it was Rose asked me. She goes, "You think it's going to 90 today?" And I said, "I had no idea." But I said, yesterday's high, it's 91.50. All the people that bought it yesterday, man, they're thinking, if this thing gets back to 90, 91, 92, get me out. And it went to 95. And I think that was after it made the low at 51.09, sprinted up to 95, but couldn't hold those gains. So you have a nice low, a pair of lows on the lower 50 handle. That's what you GameStop longs need to hold. And I didn't even look at the AMC chart here. Let me take a look at AMC. Maybe that's having a little bit quiet day too. Once we, coming back a little bit. That didn't quite get to yesterday's high. Need to hold $6 there. But this is a stock you're cheering for because you want to get out, go to the movies, do stuff. So More of a fan of AMC than GME, and from that
What,
only perspective.
what you're implying that you're not rooting for GameStop? You're not rooting for?
Oh, I don't want to say that.
Okay, all right. I don't want to put you in that position, Joel.
You
Do
know,
not say
you know
I'm
what
not.
kind of
I'm not putting words in Joel's mouth.
Fortnite, man. That's all I play is
All
Fortnite.
right.
So you don't want me to do my Drake thing again. I know. I
No.
know.
Okay. There were some more stocks on our radar. Joel, I don't know if you saw Pinterest today, but damn. I mean, it played out just like Netflix. Just like all these stocks that you're buying, their earnings pop, and then you're fading it at the open.
I didn't stand up to Triple D on this one.
You should have.
You know, he's like, you know, I'm like, well, I don't think we're gonna hit that 88, and the longer it takes to 88 is gonna roll over. But Triple D, he employed his theory. If it's going to 80, it's going to 100. If it's at 800, it's going to 1,000. Amazon, his target is 5,000. So, you know, he's a buyer on dip, you know, which is correct. I was just looking at the trading action. I probably should have went for a lunch bet on that one. I've just been so cold on the lunch bets that, yeah, I didn't want to do it. But, you know, you have people with the weekly options. You have, you know, if you have the weekly options and this thing opens up, you know, when you took a flyer on the 80 calls, I don't even know where the premium was, but you know, there's just some natural selling there. So yeah, Bill, Big D, thank you on that one. It just seemed overdone, especially look at this thing a couple weeks ago. It was like 62.15. It's almost at 90. I mean, I don't know. Ring the register, but that's the only thing I was looking at that one. But I have a little bearish slant, and Dennis thinks that every stock that goes to 50 is going to 100, you know, 100 to 200, but he's right. It's been a major bull market. What about Snapchat? What did that do?
The exact opposite, I'll tell you.
Okay. All right. Well, why did it get that pop in her day?
That's AP. We got SNAP.
Oh, I'm sorry. My dyslexia is kicking in here. What happened with this one?
Well, I think what helped, and I don't know this is just a guess, but the CEO, Evan Spiegel, was on CNBC. It felt like for a long time. Maybe they just replayed it. I don't know, but I looked up on the TV like 3 or 4 times, and he was still on.
Talking.
So, and that was at, I want to say 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little bit after. Obviously, you can see it open at the low of the day. But I think that helped. I didn't know why
it always helps.
I didn't know why he was down in the first place because it was a good report. So they said so they talked some smack about Apple's new privacy settings. Big whoop. I mean, it was a good quarter. I didn't know why he was down in the first place.
You know, this one, and we could talk about this a little bit more, like opening only strategies. And boy, I mean, on a day where a company has earnings or news, I know Triple D is a little bit less inclined, you know, to play the opening order strategy because you have different players and different factors. But let's say you're leaning long in this thing. It opened up 56.39. Hits 56. A lot of time, I call it the whoops trade. It comes back up through that open, and you get filled at 56.39. You have an out. You have an out at $56, and I'm sure that happened early in the session. Actually, there was more shaking and baking on that one. Actually, it was a little tougher than that because this starts the green. But just using that, it actually took a little bit longer. It sliced around, came down and made a low. So that wasn't the perfect scenario, but still the low, 39 cents from the open. You're starting to find some sellers here. Nothing major, but it is at a new all-time high.
This is a good question from Yaxera Rodriguez. Are short positions reported on a 13G? For example, if somebody owns or somebody shorts more than 5%, you recall a 13G is similar to a 13D, which are both similar to a 13F. They're just different SEC filings that you have to file if you have a position greater than 10% is the threshold.
I think so.
But the answer to your question, are short positions reported? I don't believe so. I know for a fact that they're not included on 13Fs. Short positions, hedge funds are not required to disclose their shorts in 13Fs, and I believe the same applies to 13Ds and 13Gs. So that's sort of like a loophole in the system.
Who shorts the market anymore?
Yexera is. I don't believe that the shorts are that they're required to disclose their shorts like they are their longs. So, but great question though. Great question. I could be
I
wrong.
just want to say
If I'm
something
wrong,
too.
correct me. If I'm wrong, correct me.
Yeah, one thing I just want to say too is that players too. I mean, they might not short the stock. They might do it through options.
That's
In
a
large put position.
fantastic point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if they want to pay the premium gods, and also, when you see these big, it's the options are tough. And I know there's some great guys in the Nigerians. They do real well with these large option trades. But like when I find someone, you hear someone, oh, they bought 50,000, 55 puts and snap. I'm thinking, well, maybe they're long. And maybe that's a little bit of a hedge, along those lines. But yeah, good question. I just think what GameStop has made people a little bit less. The short squeezes from last week. That's not going to go away anytime soon. People got lit up like a Christmas tree on that. So it's something interesting to follow. You notice that who was that one short seller that he came out? He said he was short, but he didn't have a position. Well, what the hell are you doing if you're coming out? And that was Clover, right?
Speaking of Clover, let's pull up Clover. See how did CLOV do today? Oh man, it popped a little bit in the pre-market on their response to Hindenburg, but that didn't last long.
Undercut and rally here, and it took a lot. It undercut it by a while. I talked about the $12 level. I was off on that. 1186 yesterday's
Actually,
low.
though, wait a minute. Someone in the Kyle Olson, good point. It's ripping right now. What is going on with Clover as we speak?
Let's go. Let's go to the news. Let's go to Benzinga.
I wonder if that's from a half hour ago, so that's not
There's
not
your
relevant.
1 minute. It's going.
I hope I didn't say. Hey, Randy on the news desk. He's not at it. All right, Randy from the news desk. He's not at the news desk. He's away from his desk. I don't know.
So there's no news.
Somebody from my news desk must be watching this. I don't know. It's not Randy because I don't know where he is.
Boy. Okay, let me switch. Let's just see if we could do some live analysis here. I'm going to change the 1 minute. I'm going to change this one to the 1 minute. Boom. Come on. I wish I could just speak into my my charts and let them do everything for me instead of having to click. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, daily. All right, I got the daily there, the 1 minute here. I don't know. It's ripping. There's nothing in here until yesterday's high. Yesterday's high comes in like right at $13. So not sure what the news on this, but it is good news. Yesterday's high looks like 13 and change. I'll get the exact number for you guys because I'm just such a weirdo about that. 13.10. Don't know if it has the gas to get there, but that was yesterday's high. The other thing I want to point about this one is you did have the undercut and rally. You did take out the low from yesterday. Took it out by quite a bit, but you came back through it. Maybe some people tried it along here and trying to push it into the close.
Joel, I know. Oh my God, this is so ridiculous. We are in such a ridiculous market right now. Clover popped because Chamath tweeted. That's the answer. Let me share my screen here and let me.
Oh my gosh.
Let me show you the tweet in question.
He's how many followers? He has a few more followers than me.
He's got a lot. He's a very influential guy. All right, here's my tweet deck. Can you see that? You see that? Let me zoom. Oh, all right. Let me just do this. All right, you guys see that? He literally tweeted the statement that was out this morning, and then he added his own personal touch. That's why Clover got that pop just now. This tweet was at 3:41 p.m. There you go. Man, we are in a weird market right now, Joel. I am not used to this.
Oh, sorry about that.
We got somebody calling Joel.
Yeah, the bat phone there.
We are. I'm not used to this kind of a market, Joel. I'm really not.
It's the way it is, Spencer, and it's the way it's going to be. You just gotta. If you like I say, you're good trading things like this, positions like this. The only thing I really have to say is keep an eye out for 13.10. That was yesterday's high. What else you want to cover?
Yeah, that was just a wild move right there. Okay, what else did I want to cover? I had a train of thought, and then Clover kind of threw it off there. What else did I want to cover? Okay, so Jack Ralston in the chat has been asking nicely and
Very
repeatedly
nicely.
about ATOS. Let's pull that chart up right now. It's Atosa Therapeutics. They had news a couple of days ago, right? They gave an update on Wednesday.
Mm.
They gave a 2-year update of FDA approved expanded access treatment for their drug. They announced a 2-year update of FDA approved expanded access treatment for endoxifen, is the drug in question. That was from Wednesday.
Yeah, you got a little bit of sell the news here, right? I mean, this thing is volatile. This is what I'm looking at. You had to move from the $2 area up to almost $5. You're coming right back in here at 340, 350. I think what you would like to see this do, and I don't see it turn around and ripping back up tomorrow because you have some people underwater. But what you would like to see it do is come down here. You had that little gap in there, right? The gap up day. That was probably the day they had the news. Let's see if it can come down like to the 328 area. 328. Today's low is 315. Find some support there and then, a couple quiet days of consolidation, maybe an inside day, and regain its momentum. So kind of look like it's selling the pop, but you get a little rebound here. You're getting back closer to $4. So I'll stand corrected if this can take out 410 in tomorrow's session. I just think you got some people here kind of scratching their head, like, why did I buy this at 460? Why did I buy this at 470 with the catalyst already being out there? It is good though that it's closing near in the upper quadrant for the session.
Yeah. So everyone in the chat noting rightly that Chamath tweeted on that
Oh yeah.
Clover Health thing.
Oh,
So,
that's old news.
that's all new. Oh, it's
That's like the
it's
Journal.
from
Do you guys read the Wall Street Journal?
8
Come
minutes
on.
ago. 8 minutes ago. Come on,
That's a
guys.
journal. That'll be in a journal. That's
All
journal.
right.
Give me something new.
Joel, what about the Super Bowl trade? We didn't talk about Wynn Resorts. They had earnings overnight, and I guess they were okay because the stock is up today. But Wynn, MGM, Penn National, and DraftKings. Let's talk sports betting. Let's talk the Super Bowl trade.
Ah, boy, oh boy. I mean, oh my Lord, look at that Penn National. I mean, a lot of money going to be bet. Wow, look at that. I don't know what to say about this chart. This is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what expectations there are for this. So, DraftKings too, playing catch up. I mean, if you're looking for a breakout here, these tough, man. If you got yourself into this one, then get yourself out. If you have a target, take your target. As far as the Super Bowl goes, you know who I'm cheering for. I mean, there's no doubt who I'm cheering for. Tom Brady, the greatest player in the history, GOAT of all sports, a Michigan grad, and I think I've repeated this a few times on the show.
You have,
A buddy of mine who follows sports very closely asked me when Brady was coming out of college. He asked me what he thought about his NFL prospects, and I told him he was too slow in the pocket.
Too slow, too small.
I didn't say too small. I said he was too slow. And you know what? But he must have listened to me because he gets rid of that ball awful fast. It's going to be tough. Mahomes, they got a great offense. That guy is so mobile. But let's see. I'm pulling for the upset.
All right, let's end it with some ticker time. We got 10 minutes left in today's session.
Minutes.
Drop your tickers into the chat. Smash that like button while you're there. We'll cover them for the next few minutes. Bill Big D notes T-Mobile is down 4% today. I do not know why. They had earnings. That is why. That explains that. So T-Mobile had earnings yesterday after the bell. It was an EPS beat and a sales beat. So going to have to dig into the details to figure out why T-Mobile is shutting down on what the headlines would indicate is an otherwise good report.
You had a nice pre-earnings run, 125 up into the 130 handle. So just profit taking. This has been consolidating for a long time. I'm not nervous. I don't have a position in the issue. But I just I know we're early in February, but you make monthly candles by looking at monthly candles. And last month's low what is that coming at? 122.45. You haven't hit that yet. That would be the area I'd look at. I'd keep an eye on that. If it loses that, you can see that monthly candle going. You had a big monthly candle in November. So I don't like areas that are open up that much. But for now, I'd be keeping an eye on that. Coming back on the ups, you're kind of settling near the lower end of the range, and you're in the area of three lows. So you know what? I'll bump that up. I'll go. I'll say Danger Will Robinson if you take out today's low. Today's low at 124.50. That matches the low for today, 124.55. So this thing better bounce soon. I think it has a date with 120.
All right, a bunch of tickers flying now. Let's look at Golden Nugget, GNOG. Man, one of the downsides of SPAC Mania here is I haven't committed any of these SPACs to memory, so I have no recollection of like most
What's
of
the
these.
symbol of it?
GNOG. This is the company. This was the ticker formerly LCA, now GNOG. That Dennis was long forever. I don't know if he still is, but yeah, more online gaming, right?
Yeah, this isn't quite getting the love though. Boom, trading range, 18 to 20, 18 to 20, 18 to 20. You got to clear that $20 hurdle from Monday and Tuesday. Man, and then you got some people lurking at 20 and a half. Sellers stacking up in this one. A little bit, it's tight range today. You did take out the low for the week. So that's the good news. Keep an eye on 1781. You're a good 60 cents off there. Maybe you just hold in here for another day or two and then, head back up. But pesky highs, right? I'm just going to call it an exact double top at 2010. And then sellers step down the next day to 1970. And they step down another dollar today at 1892. You got to step down seller in GNOG.
What about Cloudera? We get asked about Cloudera like every 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
CLDR.
I mean, if this stuff, I always say the greatest name in cloud, and it is a cloud, right? Or they just pick up that name.
Cybersecurity, I believe.
But they do a lot of stuff in the cloud, though. Well, you made a new high for the move. Everyone jumped in. We're
No,
breaking
it's
out
not. It's not cyber. I'm wrong. It's just software, general software.
SAAS,
What?
SaaS, SaaS
Oh
services.
yeah. Yeah. It's a SaaS company.
Uh, Man, everyone jumped in the pool when it took out 1754 today. It went to 1773 and now coming back down. So I like the 1660 area, pair of lows. Actually a trio of lows. So stay there, baby. Stay above 1670. I like this thing settling. Looks like we're going to settle above it. But you just had, some sellers. That's why, like, when you have a daily high like that, and that 1754 was the highest this stock has been since like September of October of 18. Keep an eye on those numbers, keep an eye on those numbers when, they go through it and then they come back down. So how did I disrespect Michael Jordan?
Because
What
you said Tom Brady, I think was the. I don't know what you said. I'll be honest.
Oh, I said Tom Brady.
Wait. I want to bring up this comment from. Oh God, I just lost it. Oh yeah, Shaka Guru must be a long time listener. What about the Super Bowl indicator, Joel? Surely you have a Super Bowl indicator.
Yeah, what is it? If the NFC wins and the market goes up, but
I'm gonna Google it.
You know what? I'm changing it. No matter who wins, the market goes up, right? No matter who wins the Super Bowl.
Okay, the premise is if the AFC wins, that foretells a decline.
Yes.
If the NFC wins, we're going all-time highs, baby.
And I'm changing that. If the AFC wins, the market goes up. If the NFC wins, the market goes up. I don't know commercials. I know Bud's not doing a commercial this year. Are the pops on those things? I mean, if you played these gaming stocks into it, then you just got to, decide, if it's not as good as expected, they'll sell off. If it's better than expected, but those charts are looking good, man. I don't, it's hard to, when something's making a new all-time high like that, it's really hard. What I would do is I would keep an eye on what the close is for today and no stocks. Not so much the high, but the close. That's where the big boys are marked, and that will be a good level for you on Monday.
Okay. DoorDash. We got to ask about DoorDash. Jason went on a little bit of a rant today about DoorDash and how he seems incapable of operating their app. But
Really?
let's look at Dash.
Huh. If he's incapable of operating their app, what do you think it means for me?
I don't know.
180, 180, 180, 180. I
180,
know I
yeah.
see a low of 178.33. I don't care about that. I just see these two lows, 180.24, 180.65. Someone stalking that 180 level. It came off hard after it got off over to 260. Man, I don't know. Why did it get so high then? I don't know what the news was on that day, but I'll pull out my old bag of tricks, which is very limited, and I won't be able to do it right the first time. I'll practice this over the weekend, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Let's call it right there. Ooh. Figure your exact 50% retracement. It looks like it's around 198. You got to get a hold, couple lows in the same area, but get above here. Get above these highs. Get above 198. Show me you can trade there. Show me you can hold there. And then you got to work your way into this area because there is people caught. Oh, I'm buying this at 220 because it's going to 300. I look great when it goes to almost 260, but I don't know what to do when it goes down to 180. Don't be one of those people that buys it at 220 and lets it go down to 180.
All right, I got an obscure one for you, Joel. Well, it's not obscure to me, but it'll be obscure to you.
You guys
so
are tough.
this is
a tough. Where'd these guys come from? These are not the people usually in the morning show. They're throwing out all these hard tickers. Go ahead.
It's a Friday afternoon. They're probably out doing their thing. All right, let's just do like one or two more. This one is cannabis play, U.S. cannabis play, Planet 13. The ticker, I'll tell it to you slowly because it's over the counter. It's PLNHF. Planet 13.
Huh. You guys know what I'm going to say on this. I'm surprised you guys are even asking me about this one. Come on, what do we talk about all the time? A bunch of highs, and this is like our bag of tricks. This is what we look at. Keep it simple, stupid. Look at all these highs. 620, 625. You got this other pesky high here. It's been holding up for the last couple months here. There's your bogey, man. You got to get this thing over 640, 640, 632, 623. You got to get over that. And that's another breakout. A lot of highs. A lot of highs in that area. Big day to day. Not quite doing it, but that's what you need. I don't know how much volume this thing trades with, and anything that trades in 4 decimal points. I will say the one negative thing about this today is that volume really fell off a cliff. I don't know why. So it's an up day on a little bit lighter volume. So that's the only negative thing I can say, but that resistance is resistance. Okay, the cash is closed. The futures are going to trade another 15 minutes, close for 15 minutes, and then trade until 5. But it looks like, unless the world falls apart here, we're going to settle the new all-time closing high in the index here, 33.80, just off the high for the week.
All right, 4 o'clock. We're not done yet, though. What's going to happen is I'm going to hop off. Joel's going to hop off. I'm going to put a little segue thing up there. We're going to have the Benzinga Core Value Awards. They decided to stream it. I don't know why. That'll be happening here in a couple of moments. If you want to hang, great. If you don't want to hang, also great. It's a free country. Do whatever you want. Everyone, have a great rest of your day. Have a good weekend. We will talk to you on Monday morning.